Yes, Fambulem, massive greetings to everyone from the TNN TV Media Empire. This is not the TNN, then in our podcast. Today, is the 27th of February 2025, and the time that we side is 8:30. So massive apologies. We've been supposed to begin this program at 8:30. 8 o'clock. That's 30 minutes ago. Unfortunately, due to some reasons, we'll not be able to begin on time. But having said this, better said than done, the show is live. So like I say again, it's the 27th. My name is Prince Koma, and we have a very special guest and we want to discuss few issues when I don't see the title already. Those of you who don't begin join, I will appreciate if I can share the program far and wide. With me today, we get a voice and a known figure in our community and beyond, because obviously things that we matter in terms of communication to the nation and other people that we get interest in our country. He's a well-known figure in terms of that because he's the an editor for an online platform, organizer.net, which most of you go know. And away from that, he also they contribute to many other social platforms. The issue of justice in our country is paramount. The issue of law and order in our country is paramount. We understand that when we become critical of certain issues, especially the government of the day, which is imperative on the part of every patriotic Sierra Leonean, if I may add, based on how then they do it, not out of malice, but for the goodness and betterment for your country, then obviously that is something that is most appreciated. If you do it because of malice, then that's completely different. But wait till me know, the interaction where we get both on this platform and off this platform are for the good of the country, despite the bad name. Because when we criticize the government of the day, when are we government, now because we love we country. But of course, people and we sort of affiliated with the government in one shape, sense or another, go always try for put a massive, now because you belong to another side. Not accept that at all. But having said this, we will leave her for another day. Let's bring our guest, who is none other but Mr. Abu Shaw, well-known face. Mr. Shaw, for the very first time, welcome to the TNN platform. Happy to get you on board, and welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Prince Kruma, TNN.
Yeah,
I really appreciate for being your guest this evening. They're very sorry to me. My audience will be the expect 8 o'clock. Starting of the program, but at least we are here now. So you are.
Yeah, exactly, sir. Thank you so much, and I apologize to you audience, wide audience. It means so much for us as well, because at least they will have come on the platform. Some of them will have been for the first time, and I believe a lot of others are already familiar with the platform. But having said this, now we'll move forward. And the first firing shot to you, Mr. Shaw, is a few things I want to talk about, like for example, electoral justice. President Bio indictment, na the Hague, where how possible these are, and other injustices in the country, flag bearer position, how you see them, and the rest of it. But before we go down that way, I want to open me short with electoral justice. What you take? What your own perspective on this issue? We don't become like a household sort of name. Electoral justice, Mr. Shaw.
Yeah, the phrase electoral justice is very simple. Not just lack of free and fair election. When there is no free and fair election, and people are fighting for get justice. That's the simplest explanation, the meaning. We want free and fair election, and the people we don't vote, choose their own leader. The system take the result from them, and the Sierra Leoneans are not happy. People want the result. So that because of that, they make electoral justice come into being. So that's the simple explanation. And very sad for the country. It's so shameful for me. A country gets election, then there is no result, no disaggregated data. The whole world they ask for this result, no result. How on earth you go school, you take your exam, then you don't get results, But still, the government, because they are shameless, they don't even know the impact with this don't cause. Where the whole world asks for this thing. Produce this result, then that will be the end of electoral justice. But as long as they are keeping this result from the public, the team not in the Gazette, not in the website, the quest for electoral justice will continue. You see,
so okay, Mr. Shaw. So yes, the quest for, and I agree with most, if not all, of the sentiments we just expressed, because in the absence of justice, as the people then look for, people then go to the polling station and cast their vote. That should be respected. The Constitution make provision for that. But this will not be the first time that this will happen. Now, we country, outside of the country. And my question to you, with all what you don't say, which I agree with largely. So what are the way forward? Do we continue to stall, and continue for demand that some unrealistic things them supposed to happen? What do I mean by unrealistic things there, Mr. Shaw? Let me say you get a government in place, just like you say, we not seem for care. And I think I try for paraphrase you word and there carefully. We not seem for care. So what then need for happen now, Mr. Shaw?
Yeah, first of all, may I make a correction. This now for toxic, this don't happen in Sierra Leone before. It never happened. Where election was conducted and result never shown. It never happened in the whole world, unless perhaps even in North Korea, who get a Kim Il-sung, winner, a despot, it show results. But Sierra Leone, this is the first time in the whole world where it happened. So it is unprecedented. So that is the reason why the people of Sierra Leone will always make sure this result is shown. If MAADA bill win, what the problem will give them, we will clap for them. But for
so Mr. Shaw, forgive me again, because we have to try for understand something. Yes, I say not only the first time it happened and you try for correct me, but I believe if we go back to 1967, if me history right, there was an election result that was never declared. I still remember that, because me that didn't be independent candidate at the time, the late Dr. Emerson Kroma. So I do still, you have reflections of that. But when you say the present one, no election results, no day, what exactly you mean? Waiting corner, the ECSL boss declare, the election boss declare. If you can explain, please.
They might take you back to 67. The 67 and what happened, but the same thing. They are the same SLPP, the same MAADA. If MAADA in look worse pass, it's Albert Magai. So not the same OTSF. So no difference.
Yeah.
On what thing Kone do is just a shame for you as the national returning officer for conduct an election, even though prior to the election all the things will happen, the processes, the registration, the ghost ID card, voter ID card, all entire be just accumulate for sure say Konega for misbehave. And truly now so it end the thing. For me, it conduct an election. Then it failed for put the result on the website. If I put them shortly, they pull them back that very day. But from that time, there's no result. But we look at the 2018 result, it did. The 2012, it did 2007, it did. But why this one? So that means it get ulterior motive for cause problem of the country. Because anything we see the happen right now, now Mohamed Kone, now irresponsible. And this now a treasonable offense. For go against the constitution of the country and for go against the mandate of the people. Now it amount to treason. It amount to a constitutional coup. Yeah, coup d'etat, not to all a military coup you said. You also conduct a constitutional coup, and that exactly happened. The people who voted, they voted for Dr. Samura Kamara because then they very clear. Now, because of you get the security on the side, police and the Kamajos on the side, you decide for still the election. We don't even count everything. You just count the southeast. And we can find also the APC don't get almost a vote, almost all the vote in Southeast. Now, that's the reason why he tell in boss MAADA, he say, well, there is no hope. Because now just some part of the West, the whole of Northwest has not been counted. Just imagine. So this now a treasonable offense. And Konega for face trial on this. Not to MAADA alone. Kone and the other 5 election commissioners, they will face this injustice because they stole this election from the people. It's not about Samora issue. Samora just meet up saying he is the candidate of this election. But now the people then voice, this man is still, and it's not going to be accepted. The whole world are against this thing. All the election commissioners in local, national, international, they're only against this thing. So the best thing we Connect will do for saving himself, because we will save himself anyway, but for lessening the punishment, make it publish the result, the disaggregated data. Simple. If MAADA win, we clap for him. If Dr. Samura win back, we made them gear in result. So that the people will be happy and the country will move forward. But right now, the country is stagnated. There is nothing moving on. The government is not legal. The people are suffering, dying every day. No food, no job, no medicine. People are suffering, and we too, we have no freedom of movement. There is nothing in the country. People talk, say, yeah, they should defend democracy. There is no democracy in Sierra Leone right now. It is dead and buried. MAADA Bio has finished that country totally. It is no longer even a country. People call Sierra Leone a country, but it is no longer a country as far as I'm concerned. It is like a small club being mismanaged. Everything just finished. How can you have workers, public servants, civil servants who are not making they are working and no payments, no wages, no salaries. They are only there to bluff. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. There is nothing in the country. This is because of the lack of the result. So electoral justice is very important as far as the Sierra Leone situation is concerned.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. The electoral justice, is very important, and there is a lot said there. And I want if possible, push back on some things then, or ask questions generally on some of the things then where you say. When you say the government is illegal, now by which measurement you use for say the current government is illegal?
It is illegal because they did not win the June 24, 2023 elections.
How we know saying they not win? How we know saying they not win, Mr. Shaw?
Because there is no result from the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone. They haven't shown any result. It's like taking your during our time, taking selective exam, selective entrance in class 7 or WAEC. You take your exam and there is no result. How will you go to the next class? It's not possible. So this is exactly what has happened. And Kone, let me say, as the principal of a school or headmaster, he has refused to give Mr. Shaw his result or Mr. Kuroma his result. Then how will he be promoted? So that is what is happening. That is why this particular government now, there is no joke. They are not legitimate. No country so far don't congratulate MAADA Bio. No country, no international organization.
So now the next question, and the one I want to ask you, Mr. Shaw, you almost want to pardon me, you almost want to preempt that, which is no country not recognize nobody, no seem for recognizing international organizations, them and etc. I wonder how you come up from, pardon me, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder how you come up from with that, because we do know protocols we govern, like states, institutions, and the presidency, sovereignty, and etc. The idea here, if people are not be recognized, MAADA Bio, organizations and countries, we know what they will have done in protest. They will have withdrawn their ambassadors. They will refuse to do business with them, and etc. But Mr. Shaw, as we speak today, I believe, say, all the embassies, them will be there, none of them has withdrawn. They are still there up to ambassadorial level. Commitments, bilateral agreements are still taking place. The president still occupy a position at the United Nations as well as other regional organizations such as ECOWAS. I see you shake your head. I think that's in disagreement. So let me hear what you say to that.
You see, now the dishonesty way we some of which Sierra Leoneans get, now they plunge this country into this mess, you know, and the conspiracy of silence. People know exactly say the country is not recognized. If you see the embassy then still in a salon, now because of the country, you know, they know what made the country go inside grave because because people are almost dead now. So they know what made the country there without, you know, any recognition. And that gap, you know, what made somebody there back where the state house there without a tenant. So I make that's the reason why MAADA there under. But it's not recognized. You know, all the finances maybe they get, all the international help maybe they get, all non-stop. Now, any help where they come and the country right now, not through NGOs. It's not through the government. The government they get nothing from any international organization directly to say, SLP government, this is a finance I'm going to give you for electricity or for water. Nothing. It's going through a middleman appointed by the international community to do the work so that people will not go die now. You understand? All this help, the medical help, what they give right now, through a middleman, not the government directly. So
but Mr. Shaw,
yes,
what you say could be very well true that the money or inflow of cash and other things them into the country are being stifled, partly as a kind of a protest. But we know the natural order of things will be, if we dare against you government, we go protest them as such. Yes, we go pump lily money into the health sector, education sector, so that the government doesn't stall. But for sure, the people and say, we not recognize this government, things them such as withdrawing your ambassador will be a sign of protest. Isn't it?
No, they will never do that. They have never withdrawn. Even in North Korea, people don't withdraw. They will be there. Look Russia with all this fighting. It's only if Russia say the US American government, I'm tired with you, go away. But the Americans will not withdraw. They still have.
No, Mr. Shaw.
Yeah.
The Americans have withdrawn certain level. The level of cooperation with Russia
is reduced.
It's no longer the same. And the Russians had to retaliate as well because the Americans did that to them. They reduced their embassy staff.
But the embassy is there. They are still working.
Yes, of course you will work.
So
yeah, but
there's no way to withdraw.
What did they say, Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
You seem for in disagreement with that, but this is what happens. When you upset with the government, for protest that government day, either you withhold funds or agreements the way you get with that government day, or you withdraw your ambassador or step down your staff level, now the country outside and get accreditation.
Well, the reason why you are seeing the ambassadors in Sierra Leone is because there is a process going on about the tripartite. This thing, they are part of the negotiations. The SLPP and APC, they are in these negotiations, witnessed by the international community. So they need them in the country to participate, to make sure justice is done. So they can't withdraw. Just imagine if a Brown Hunt is out of the country. I mean, who will be talking there? Who will represent America? So they are there to make sure the country is not driven into the gutters. That's the
agree.
Electoral justice. You know, that's the main reason.
Agree with that, which makes me move to my next point where you just cite about the tripartite agreement. What's your view about the tripartite agreement, Mr. Shaw?
It is one of the best theory, one of the best, let me say, developments that has happened in the country since June 24, 2023 elections. It has become now a role model for other countries to follow suit because after this thing has been successful, others will be watching at how did Sierra Leone solve their electoral problem, the fraudulent elections, without a single shot, without the drop of blood without any confusion in the country. So tripartite, before MAADA was asking what is tripartite, but now he knows the meaning of tripartite because tripartite has choked him. The man cannot even do anything right now without being controlled. Come here, go there, and that's because of the success of tripartite. And this is all bordering around the same issue of electoral justice. The people of Sierra Leone want justice. They want their results. That's a very simple ask. Can I bring the results? If MAADA wins, we applaud him. If it's Dr. Samuel Kamara, then give it to him, so that the country will move ahead and we'll get more investors. Everything will come back to normal. But things are suffering. Even the SLPP paupers, they are just pretending, but they are suffering. They are suffering. How can they be working at the end of the month and not paid? If people are suffering everywhere in the country, especially in the southeast, where they claim to be the stronghold of the SLPP. They are suffering more than the northwest. You see, so if the tripartite is not taken seriously, because the SLPP, they are pretending that it's not serious, but now they know it is serious, because now we have moved away from even tripartite. Now we're talking about transition of power, and things are moving. Things are moving, and there is no doubt about that. The people of Sierra Leone will very, very soon get their results, either peacefully or by force.
Okay,
Either
that's kind of very interesting when you say either peacefully or by force. So we understand what in the peaceful go mean, which now in the people and they pursue. Get many questions towards that. But if you can quickly delve into if the peaceful side of things is not achieved, waiting will be the forceful side. Waiting at the force.
They will forcefully install democracy. This thing has been said even by the chairman of ECOWAS, who is incidentally the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has said it in their last ECOWAS meeting. He said they will do everything to restore democracy and constitutional rule in Sierra Leone. And not only Sierra Leone, in the sub-region, but it was very specific on Sierra Leone and Guinea-Bissau. And when you said those words, we are not spoken lightly. We are talking about the chairman of ECOWAS here, and he was speaking on behalf of ECOWAS and the United Nations, because ECOWAS, they are working in conjunction with the UN. The UN is giving them instructions, and they are carrying it out. So when a leader like Tinubu say something like that, you have to take it serious. And beside the international side of the issue, that forceful I'm talking about, because right now, this standby force, they are trying to improve them more. They are report that they are planning to improve the numbers and the military might in Lungi to make sure they take care of the terrorism and other democratic issues in Sierra Leone and the sub-region. The other forceful thing you have to realize, we have Sierra Leoneans who are observing. They are inside the country, they are outside the country. This I will tell you for free. They are watching. The only reason why they are sitting down quiet is because of a tripartite. They are waiting to see how the transition goes. If MAADA BO continue to delay this process, even the international community will not know where the first gunshot will be coming from. Sierra Leoneans are ready to free their country and restore democracy in that country. We have people who have been dismissed from the police, who have been dismissed from the military, who are not happy, they are quiet somewhere. They are ready to pounce. But the only reason why they are quiet is because of they are waiting to know what is happening.
Mr. Shaw.
The peaceful restoration. This I'm going to tell you for free because I have some inkling about this.
Okay, Mr. Shaw. There are many things here I really want to ask you, and every time you make a statement or two, you just open me up to, to more, sort of questions. So before I ask you my next question, if I can just ask you this one. Has Dr. Samora ever declared himself as the winner of the last elections?
Never. He will never do that. Dr. Samora Kamara is one of the most brilliant Sierra Leoneans I've ever seen. He's a genius. He's one of the geniuses.
That's not my question, Mr.
No, listen,
Mr.
No, he has never done that.
That's not my question, Mr. Shaw.
He's not a fool. He has never declared himself a president.
Yeah. And I wonder why hasn't he done? So Mr. Shaw, why hasn't he done that? Why not do that up to this point, 2.5 years?
It is against the Constitution to declare yourself as president. The Constitution only mandates the Electoral Commissioner, the chief returning officer. He's the only one, Kone. He's the only one who has that right to declare. So that's why I'm saying, Dr.
So then, therefore, now you are talking about the issue of legitimacy. For just go back to where we started from, in which the only person we get the legitimate right, as per the Constitution, for declare the winner, did so after the June elections.
Yes, yeah, of course. It's Kone. That is very clear. So that is why people are very disappointed in Kone, because he should have gone according to the Constitution, but he has committed treason by refusing to do that, by refusing to publish the result, by refusing to gazette the result. You see, so that is the issue, and you can't expect a genius like Dr. Samora Kamara to go and go against the Constitution. He's not a fool. He knows what he's doing. So that is why,
Okay. Dr. Samora is not a fool, for make that declaration day, but yet still, he still continue for peddle, something about electoral justice, in which many followers are saying that he was the rightfully elected person. He not produced a result, for counter a result that was held back in 2023. You also talk about Tinubu, which is a major power, major voice, Nigeria, major president, say he spoke in behalf of democracy, which is true, but there's no intimation from Tinubu as to how he expresses himself, as if some force is going to be used in Sierra Leone for restore democracy, in inverted commas.
He said democracy will be the correct expression that that he didn't use the word force, but he said it will be. I just forgot how he used it, but it shows that it's going to be done by any means necessary. He said that democracy will be restored in Sierra Leone. He said that. There's no doubt about that. I just forgot the expression. You see, and also on the issue of saying Dr. Samara has not produced any result. He has produced the RSF form, about 71% of the RSF forms, which shows that he got 57.15%. And
representing in your constituency or the stronghold of APC, not the entire country. If we can just put that in for the purpose of
the 71% is about where they have counted the areas.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So the 57% that you are alluding to is impossible mathematically for cover the entire country.
It's not about the entire country. It got that 57.1% from where they have counted the southeast.
Okay.
They have not even touched the north, where the APC stronghold is. They have not even counted that one yet. Just imagine.
And you actually believe that they cover 57.some%. The southeast way now the government then stronghold and even cover. So that means he won by a landslide. That's what you're implying.
If they had counted everything, that's the reason why Kone is afraid to publish the results. Because most of this, that 71% of the RRF forms, they present that one that is covering the southeast, the APC, the SLPP stronghold. So the 29% that is still uncounted, the ballot boxes are still there. I don't know whether they have taken it back to Guinea. I don't know. But that 29% is still uncounted and is in the APC stronghold in the northwest, some part of Freetown and the northwest. So just imagine, he has already won the southeast. And if they count the remaining 29%.
Mr. Shaw.
No, it is clear because even Mohamed Kone has not disputed the RRF forms. He said they are genuine. He said those are the ones that I signed. The 71%. So they are authentic documents. These are presented during the tripartite negotiations. No, I'm not making
Mr. Shaw, I don't know how you get you information from, but the information owned to the public is when APC during the tripartite conversation take place, the result we then come out with, where I believe say they allude to, was not about the southeast. It was about their own stronghold, and they inflate the figures and take this to
whatever. Whether it is the inflate or not, what the important issue here is that 71% it shows that Dr. Samura got a commanding lead of 57.1, what is MTF. And even, just imagine, even the EU, out of 96% of their forms they had, they said the APC got 58.3, something like that. So in actual fact, the results are there, but the APC don't have that right to announce themselves.
Okay.
You see, so that's the issue. That's why MAADA is afraid.
Okay. So some of the countries then where you mentioned are very powerful countries. Let's say the EU, for example, made up of 27 or so member states, very powerful Western countries, including the United States and etc. You not think say they're able for tell MAADA BO say enough is enough, get out and just leave this thing because we want democracy for play?
They don't tell MAADA so many times, but MAADA it get our mind games. Now, man way is still living in cloud cuckoo land. If you say it will succeed in this one, if you say this is 1996, this now a different time. The 21st century is quite different. What thing they happen as Alonso not about this now a democracy. Nine MAADA don't undermine Mohamed Kone and the international community from day one. The EU. The first press conference after the election, then talking quite clear. Say this election, it was not credible, not fair, not transparent, not accountable, and they are still standing by that position. The Carter Center is the same. If we national election watch, by Marcela Samba, she said the same thing. So these people, they will never forget what they have said. Perhaps some SLPP power people, they think these people are joking, and they are not joking about democracy.
So, Mr. Shaw, whilst you are right about the definitions of democracy, the application of the principles of democracy, what do you think, especially when you speak to powerful European countries, when MAADA BO visited Paris, for example, and met the French Premier, Macron, a red carpet, in international politics, when they roll out a red carpet for you, it's a huge deal. And the man was recognized in Paris. The red carpet was rolled out for him. Away from there quickly, also, he goes to the United Nations and represents the country which is a member of the UN and is given a lectern, a platform from which he speaks in behalf of the country. If the international community is so irked by Mr. BO flaunting of democratic principles, why will they give him all these platforms instead of sanction embargo, but like you say, not stifle the people, make the people and suffer, but at least contain them. But he still continues to take these lecterns and these positions in the public domain.
You see, diplomacy, how diplomacy works. It is a philosophy that gives people more time, to give you the impression that you are recognized. Even like that red carpet talking about in Paris. That one, it was not the only head of state who was there. They didn't do it for him alone. Okay, it was not. It was not.
Yeah, but you see, you try for downplay.
Yes,
Mr.
because
Shaw.
he was
The
not the only one.
idea, he was there.
Yeah.
They knew he would be there.
Yeah, but it was a country that they invited, because most times it's the country that is
represented by the head of state of the country with a red carpet welcome.
I know, but that doesn't mean it's recognized. Show me any letter that came from France that shows that they have recognized his election, his victory. Nothing.
So if they didn't recognize his victory, why will he be invited on that level?
Yeah, because they will not allow the country to be without a leader. Understand that gap?
Also, they decide for compromise. Then decide for compromise.
It's not compromise. No,
because
it's part
the
of
country
diplomacy.
cannot be. But they could have invited Dr. Samora if not the one who didn't recognize for being the leader. They did so. Let me give you an example, and it's so awful because it's a complete contrast to the Sierra Leonean one, where we can make a case for. When they don't want Maduro, now Venezuela, in power, they recognize a guy called Juan Guaido, the how you call him, the
it's a different situation. No.
So how is it different then? How is it different?
No, it's different.
How is it, sir?
Let me come to the UN first. That UN, you said they spread the carpet for MAADA bill. Yeah, that one was for the country. That 1 month chairman of the non-permanent members of the Security Council. It's the country's turn. So it's not like they like MAADA bill to come, or they're trying to recognize him. And even at that, it was not the president on the position to be in that. It's the ambassador. That's their role. But MAADA is so forceful for him to be recognized. He's going everywhere where they don't even invite him. He goes there. He did the same thing in Kenya. They went there. He went there. They even made a mistake of his name. Call him Bayo. He's been doing that even in France. He went there for cooking. But you as a president, you have serious things to think about. But
Mr. Shaw.
He has displaced the country, seriously.
Mr. Shaw, a lot of people will agree with you that democracy is being trashed back home. A lot of people will agree that Mr. MAADA Bio is a dictator, an authoritarian. But at the same time, a lot of people, you go question the approach where they try for table on the floor and in terms of recognition of the guy. Let we bring down to ECOWAS, for example. Yeah, Mr. Shaw. Yeah. So Tinubu, where you mentioned earlier, very powerful West African leader, and the world recognized Nigeria, huge state. President Bio, if you just open ECOWAS, the website now, you will see the recognized leader. Imagine the case where you try for me. Say this man is illegitimate. If he's so illegitimate, why will he appear, like example, on ECOWAS's website, where made up of 15 or 16 African countries, West African countries, as the legitimate president, recognized by all these?
It's not. If he was legitimate, he would have held the chairmanship of ECOWAS. Because this second time you see that Tinubu is doing, it was the turn of Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
But they gave it back to Tinubu and this is the first time a president has held that position 2 times in a row. So hang on.
So no, Mr. Shaw.
No, seriously.
Just because MAADA Bio na bin yon ton, I don't know how you know say na bin yon ton.
No, of course we know.
We know. Now they say.
You know, but don't pretend. You see the pretense of the paupers. That's
so one minute, Mr. Shaw. So just because na bin MAADA Bio yon ton, according to your logic, they couldn't make him.
Logic is fact. This is fact.
Okay. We go come to the.
No, I'm not here to pretend. It's documented.
So we will come to the issue of fact, but let me try for dismantle some things and see whether are possible. Just because we don't want MAADA Bio for be the chairman of ECOWAS, because there are questions around illegitimacy back home. So there are 14 other heads of state But because we don't want MAADA bill, we decide for continue with Tinubu. We give the chairmanship to Tinubu again. What about the others?
Well, when they're looking at any country that has an election that year, if you are democratically elected, according to the ECOWAS statute, you will be the one who will give the chairmanship. Okay, and you will see after Tinubu, it might be the guy from Senegal, because he has so that's the way it works. But besides that snubbing of Bio for that chairmanship, there are other things ECOMOG is doing. Even right now, this visit they are doing, coming there to ask them about how Tripartite is moving, what they have done. You think if it was recognized, they will still be thinking about Tripartite, about the 84 recommendations, how to implement them, or they will still be telling them they will stop the MCC money.
So if that is a
lines.
question, if that is a question, Mr. Shaw, I'm fine for you express my own view on this. So as far as I'm concerned, there are questions around the elections. Questionable, yes. That one, there's no if and but about it. Again, go to the first time now they happen in the world. We can go back to the biggest democracy, America, the United States.
No, it never happened. Don't compare. No, I disagree. That Al Gore, you said the same thing during the last interview with Dr. Fuller, and I was expecting him to correct you.
Okay, correct me. Let's see how far we go with this.
That situation there were quite different. You can't compare that Al Gore, George Bush issue, that election. You compare that to what happened, the fraud, the broad daylight robbery that happened in Sierra Leone. It's incomparable. That's one of the things that the Papas have been doing. Whenever they are cornered they will always say, "Oh, the Ukraine war has made our economy broke down. Oh, the COVID." They always look for excuse, and that is what you are doing.
Okay, Mr. Shaw. I don't use the Pauper language. The reason why I'm citing the American elections is because the biggest democracy had issues around the election between George Bush Jr. and Al Gore. Okay?
Yes.
And when they had the issue, that's the problem. That's the issue that I'm trying to cite. When they had the issue, and the issue was about democracy, and this was serious. Another party was accusing the other party that you did not win the elections, and there were issues of fraud. These are all facts. The brother of George Bush Jr. was accused, Jeb Bush, was accused of having manipulated the votes, I think, Florida or so, okay? And that made him brother for emerge as president. Before then they declare him. It became questionable. He ended up in the Supreme Court. Okay? That is the point that I am trying to lay. The idea is there were questions about this election, and he ended up in the Supreme Court.
Well, the reason why I'm saying you should not compare those two, you check at
because one is America and the other is Sierra Leone.
No, it's not about that. This one, this is just a state. This is not about the whole country. But Sierra Leone is the whole country. The fraud.
No. It was about the whole country.
No.
It was about the whole country. Mr. Shaw, come on now. Let's be Mr. Shaw. Mr. Shaw, let's be genuine. You see how you tried to make the case again? It was about a state. What about a province? What about a district? So Moyambadi get issues about the voter disaster. When you talk about disaggregated list, now from constituency to constituency, district by district, polling station by polling station. So everything matters. Why are you playing? Why are you playing with semantics?
So you want to tell me that that election it was not published? You go right now doing that.
You mean the American election? The American election I mentioned?
Yes, that particular
result
in
the end, okay.
But up to now,
Mr. Shaw, the bigger point I'm trying to make, and you ask a good question. At the end, they went to the Supreme Court, And
because they have a good Supreme Court.
Let me just finish the
it's
point,
not
because
like
that's the point.
The kangaroo court we have in Sierra Leone.
That's the point.
You can't go to a kangaroo court.
Mr. Shaw, we will come to that. We will come to that. You know, that you can't go to a kangaroo court. The point is,
there's no way you compare the American elections to what happened, the disgrace that happened in Sierra Leone. This is unprecedented. There's no way you hide behind that.
Okay, you've made your point, sir. So at the end of the day, with the American elections, which I'm drawing a contrast, they went to the Supreme Court and sought, some reprieve. And then the Supreme Court weighed in on the matter. And then Al Gore had to take it on the chin. Then compromise. That's the point I'm trying to make.
No, there was no compromise. No, they found out that he was wrong. No, there was no compromise there. They found out that he has no evidence to prove his
Al Gore never had an evidence?
Yeah, yes.
No, sir. You should read this.
The court looked into the matter and they said, the way you are saying as if Al Gore said, okay.
You should read. Yes, no. That's exactly what happened.
No.
Mr. Shaw, the audience where they watch we, sir. And you and myself, we don't finish because this was like many years ago. We can go revisit the case. Yes, the Supreme Court handled a decision. I monitored that election. I've been in journalism for 40 years now. But I'm not a blogger, so I know exactly what happened during that time. No, you don't seem to be familiar. You don't seem to be familiar.
Listen, there's nothing that I tell about world affairs. I know about world affairs. Okay, so the point now is, don't compare. Let's face reality.
I will open the line, don't worry. If you get a question from Mr. Shaw or myself, I will open the line.
MAADA Bill stole this election, and it's a fraud. There is no proof to show that this is
so we have an agreement on that, but I was trying to draw an analogy.
No, that analogy is wrong. It is
because why? Because why? You wouldn't see any other way, but everything about this is wrong. But the idea is, I asked you earlier on. There was a track, Mr. Shaw. Okay, Mr. Shaw. Let's have a civil conversation.
Okay.
In the end, we agree say that MAADA Bill stole the elections. Because he stole the elections, therefore they went into talks. This is the analogy that I was trying to draw. They went into talks, and that talks is called tripartite. Not a sir.
Yeah, when I tell them, because you don't know what's in the meaning of tripartite.
No, please don't tell me for the idea is they went into talks.
Just imagine. But now they have squeezed the throat.
Anyway, Mr. Shaw, let me make little progress. I get few people that will ask you questions. I don't get about 5 missed calls them. They want to ask you questions. I go open the line. For those of who now want to ask questions, we will come to that. I go open the line. And Mr. Shaw, if you not really mind, because I need to ask you not the guest, if you go take 2-3 questions from the general. Okay, so now don't agree, Mr. Shaw is willing. So I go open the line later. Okay, Mr. Shaw, just before we go to opening of the line, back on this same testy issue where we depend on Tinubu, ECOWAS, and etc. Have you ever intimated I say I will open the line later, please. Yeah, just be patient. You talked earlier on about some forced dinner lungi. Will you expand on what you mean by some forced dinner lungi? Whose kind of force will you talk about, sir?
The standby force. There is an ECOMOG base in Lungi. This one has been going on. They have been constructing this thing since 2002, something like that. That was, I don't know when exactly, but the force is there to make sure they have a standby, that to take care of, issues in Sierra Leone and the sub-region. This is an open information. It's not something that is exclusive. It is there, and even these other two areas they've been preparing in Hastings and Kerry Town. They have been preparing those areas to host ECOMOG forces. But the one at Lungi is the one that they started long time ago. I don't know whether it was during the President Nkrumah's time they agreed that Sierra Leone should provide that base, because it was Sierra Leone and Mali who contested for the the position, but eventually Sierra Leone won. So they started taking care of that place, and now they have almost completed the base. About a few months ago, they showed the buildings, the new buildings.
And this base now for Campul MAADA Bio Command Power.
It is to restore democracy.
Sierra
Leone. Because they said
and you believe in the rule of sovereign. You believe in the rule of sovereignty.
Yeah, sovereignty. How?
Yes, sovereignty. Sovereign state. Sovereign state. You believe in that principle, and you believe Sierra Leone. And you believe Sierra Leone is sovereign.
But they are as well. They are also members and signatories to international organizations.
That's correct. But you believe
in most times the international treaty overrides your so-called sovereignty.
No. What are you talking about? Where you coming from with this conspiracy theory?
Listen.
Treaty overrides national sovereignty.
International treaty, as long as the country is a signatory to that treaty overrides your Supreme Court.
No, Mister. No, sir. Every country.
That is the way it works.
Every country, Mister. Just for the record, you are off guard altogether.
You don't know.
Stop peddling conspiracy theory here.
No.
Every country, there is a principle, Mr. Shaw. Just 1 minute, sir. Every country, the principle of sovereignty is stand tall. You four corners of your country, they are free. That are the principle of sovereignty. Everything else comes secondary. Nothing supersedes the national law of the country.
No. When it comes
you can deny that the audience
unless that country is not a member of that international treaty, then your sovereignty will override any other thing. But
no, sir. I mean, you're surprised. You're surprised the people.
Okay, let's look like the ICC. Sierra Leone is a signatory. Okay.
Yeah.
So that law, their statute overrides that the Rome Statute. It overrides the laws of Sierra Leone. That's the reason why it's true.
Come on, Mr. Shaw. I expect you to know far better than this. Stop saying this on national podcast, international podcast.
This is the truth. I'm telling you.
No. It means that you don't even understand these things, how they work and what they stand for. You're talking about treaties and conventions that people, that sign onto. Yeah, I get for bring you come on. Don't worry.
Once you are a member of an international organization and you've signed,
my goodness,
no, but this is not. I can't argue with you. Yeah, because I know about law, business. I did 3 years in law. I know what I'm talking about. Understand?
Mr. Shaw. Okay, just for conversation's sake, what kind of law will you do 3 years? Because now we talk about international law, and you just say I did law for 3 years. What kind of law will you do?
I did the media law. I did criminal law, civil law. I did company law, business law, and I did commercial law. You understand?
Okay. So none of these what you describe get for do with international law. None of them.
But I have friends who are international lawyers. It's so shameful that you are arguing this thing. It's so shameful.
I know. And like I say again, I won't argue. I
hope I have an international lawyer who will call now
hopefully, like I say, we get few callers.
International treaties override all local laws. Look, this is a fact.
Which means that you don't understand the laws of sovereignty. What do you mean by nation? What do you mean by nation states? If you use it on a national television, they talk about international law, some other treaty where you sign, it override your country in law. Then you don't understand how sacrosanct your law stands. Your law is supreme.
Let me tell you something.
So everything else.
But
again, Mr. Sholo, we make progress. Now we left this. Hopefully the audience go away and come back. But say one last word on this, then I'll move to something else.
Okay. You see, Israel, they are member of the ICC. That is the reason why the ICC passed that indictment on their prime minister for crimes against humanity. But the U.S. government, but America, they are not members of the ICC. So ICC has no jurisdiction. They can't. They can't.
So you just see the example where they give now. You just see for contradict. You just see for contradict exactly what you say.
No. They are not members. So ICC don't have rights to. But like Sierra Leone, they are members of the ICC. So ICC has rights to override any local law in the country.
So in terms of the example where you just mentioned, in terms of the ICC, the ICC get jurisdiction for look over states them will not look after their own law. In other words, they respect the states their own law. Had Israel taken the opportunity for take action, waiting them in the do will not be right, like against the people that will be the talk words of incitement and genocide, the ICC will not have come into the picture. So, waiting that mean the first thing first, then respect the country in law. Now, when the country in law not take precedent, then they can come inside. But when they even come inside, now judgments line and they render and depend on other states them for effect whatever conclusion then come to. That's what it is, Mr. Shaw. But let me bring in few people. Those of you now when they listen, we want for a call now. The line is open, yeah. Una can call now. Whilst we wait for the caller, then Mr. Shaw. You think submarine kind of freedom will bring people and come, here for Campul MAADA beyond power?
Well, this you question, I look like now the papa they ask you that kind of question. No. Because they are so jittery of this overthrow. No institution not ever say that they can overthrow or can pull MAADA bill. The ECOWAS not ever say that.
Yeah, hang on right there. Yeah. Quick one, Mr. Shaw. No, not the power. They asked me the question. Are these not sentiments that we don't express before, not so? So I'm asking you sentiments that you've expressed before. This has nothing to do with power. But anyway, no. So it was a question. Have you ever expressed such a sentiment? In other words, submarine don't come or plane don't come. We don't bring people away. They can pull MAADA beyond common power.
One day publish say the submarine don't come for overthrow for can pull MAADA power. One day.
Okay. Yeah, we got the first caller on the line. Caller, waiting at your name and who's that you call from?
Hello, Prince.
Yes, you did live. Mr. Shaw, they hear you as well.
I listen to your show.
Yeah, thank you.
I see your brother there is really wind up.
You get question for round sentiments for express? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Mr. Shaw, they hear you, the guest. They hear you clearly, and the rest they hear you. Go ahead, please.
What I want to jog the memory of Mr. Shaw is, okay. Can you hear me there?
We they hear you. You just go ahead and state your position quickly. We don't have all the time. Other people they want call.
Actually, jog the memory of Mr. Shaw is on a member we did.
Hello, you eat? You eat?
Remember the time we people like some Mexico and all other people they self be they criticize, we should keep it in our power, we on a damage the old railway infrastructure in the country. Now this so foot today now on our foot. And it look like say in the Bonuna. What he mean they tell you is no other jurisdiction not go intervene in Sierra Leone affairs unless Sierra Leoneans themselves.
Okay. Yeah, so Mr. Shaw,
the election has been rigged, let's assume. Sheka and all other people they pass who una know of, will be on their own side, they self-rigged and deprived of Sierra Leoneans of many opportunities. Now it's coming back to you guys. So let's just take it as it is, sort ourselves out, move forward, and look forward to the future.
Okay.
It has been a disaster, but you people actually put the cat in the middle of the pigeons.
So let me
This
give.
is what is coming back to you.
So let me give Mr. Shaw a chance for let you respond. Hear you clearly, Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
Thank you very much, caller.
Yeah, the questionnaire, you know, it just shows you know, really understand what they talk. You know, for begin compare what the MAADA bill do in 2020, June 24, 2023. You compare them to any other government trade on past us alone. It just shows, to be frank, the type of people and they hate the other country. That because then they enjoy outside and they people are suffering in Sierra Leone, you know, they don't even care. That make them go and make all type of comparison way.
Yeah, hold the line, caller. Stay on the line, please. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Shaw.
You know, and when you begin say the una party, I don't know which party they talk about. You say una party will be there, papa. That even when you look the APC where they be stay about 27 years in power. Not to APC no more be there in that government. That one party state now be the time of the movement in West Africa at the same time. And now APC, SLPP, now then combine most of them top SLPP, they all be there for that government, and the whole top government positions. So not to, if they blame both the APC and SLPP.
Okay.
27 years. So not begin time make as if now only APC be needed.
Okay, we get a second caller on the line. Caller, I be feel say you want to appear live. I've been prepared for sending you the link. But all said and done, you are live, and Abu Shaw, I believe, go hear you loud and clear.
Yes, good evening, Abu. Good evening, Prince. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear me?
Would they hear you loud and clear? Name and where you calling from, please?
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Delvin Thomas. I just get 2 quick points for Abu.
Delvin are enemy, bro. This one. Now,
understand.
I know they will answer your question because this guy in a program that in diaspora every morning they cost me. So yeah, so go ahead.
This guy the cost?
Oh, this guy.
I don't know about cost.
Anything I publish. I know I publish today. I know
that you
man. You know?
All of the tweets, the exports that you make every day, but submarine, but ECOWAS forces secretly being in Sierra Leone, but about MAADA bill not being allowed to travel. Where do you get your information from? Because every single thing you have posted since the 2023 election has been wrong. Prince just asked you about, have you ever posted about submarines? You said no. Yes, you have. Because you posted, I think it was in September, say ECOWAS troops will be arriving on the 15th via submarine. I think there were 1,600 troops. I challenge you for saying there's no submarine big enough for 1,600 troops. You called me a fool. Which submarine ever landed in Freetown? None. And when you talk about this ECOWAS base in Lunge, it doesn't have any soldiers. It is literally just buildings. No soldiers. About 2 weeks ago, you say there are ECOWAS and UN troops in Sierra Leone who are disarming the Sierra Leone army and police. It is on your Twitter feed. There is no way anybody can disarm a Sierra Leonean army or Sierra Leonean police without the government saying so. So, Abu, you need to verify where you get your sources from.
Yeah, okay.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, many thanks for your call, caller. Thank you. Abu?
I can't tell you where I'm getting my sources from. All I'm saying is we have ECOMOG troops in Sierra Leone, but you will never see them. They are not like they are gathering in one place with uniform parading. They are in the country. Remember those 200 vehicles that came from Liberia. Them na driver the car with the vehicle, and each vehicle will get 2 ECOMOG soldiers will come in the country. So about 400 of them are in the country, but you will never know. Even U.S. Marines are in the country. Okay, But you people don't know what is happening just because you are so blind, you are so crazy about this electoral justice. Your president has stolen the election, and you are ashamed to even. You are not even. You don't have even the simple honesty to say our government has stolen this election. And that is what is happening. And the people of Sierra Leone are going to pursue it, whether you like it or not. So there are a lot of things I publish which I know they are correct, even though there are some that has some doubt because they are my contact. The contact, they are fallible. They are not like perfect. So if you trust your sources, there are most of the times they tell you the right thing and you publish. But there are times they will make a mistake. So that doesn't mean because of one mistake, Abu Shah is going to stop. We are not going to stop. The point at issue here is you stole the election. The SLPP stole this election. The whole world has condemned this election. So whether you like it or not, the people of Sierra Leone are going to pursue this thing. Okay? So whether you read the paper or not, that's your own business. The point at issue here is you have to publish the disaggregated data. This is a normal procedure, But there are so many people who just hate the country so much, but they pretend to love Sierra Leone because they are living in the West. Everything is bright and beautiful. They think the people of Sierra Leone are in the same situation. No, people are suffering. They are dying. There is nothing in the country right now. It's a shame that you see people making comments saying, "Oh no, Sierra Leone is." It's a shame. I'm so disgusted that we have people who call themselves Sierra Leoneans, but they hate their country so much that they don't even have the power to say the truth. Even when they know that they stole the election, still they will say, no, let's leave it because it's MAADA bill. But the man has damaged the country. The man is an idiot. He's a dictator. He's a killer. He has killed so many people in the past since 2018. Then you're sitting down supinely pretending all is bright and beautiful. We are not going to allow this. We are going to continue to publish whatever information we get, as long as it is reliable. We will publish it to expose the tyranny, the corruption that is going on in the country. So we're not going to allow nobody to fool us. The propaganda you people have been doing since 2018 to come into power, and now you want to continue. We're not going to allow this. We are going to expose you every day, every minute, until the results are shown, until democracy returns to Sierra Leone. And I know many of you are so embarrassed now because your government is not recognized. Nobody has recognized in the MAADA bill. It's just going up and down. There is nothing coming in. No MCC money. You cried about that. Oh, MAADA is going to America for the money. They signed the money, but later they told him, you have to implement the 84 recommendations. All of you got sick. Now look at you. You're still sitting down pretending to love the country. It's a shame. When people say something, they say, oh, Abu Shah is saying this. Me, I'm very happy I'm causing havoc in your community, because until you people realize that you are causing more harm than good in the country, we will continue to hammer your small heads to tell you that a thief is a thief. Whether you are an electoral thief, whether you are a small thief or big thief, anyone who steals the democratic mandate of the people will not go scot-free. So you can do anything you want. You insult us, that's not our business. We know the majority of Sierra Leoneans, they appreciate what we are doing. So whether you insult us, that's your own cup of tea. That will only motivate us to continue. So that is all I have to say for now. Thank you very much. Yeah, it looks like Mr. Prince Krumah is off track. You see, so me, all I'm saying now, the people of Sierra Leone who are listening, let me tell you, let me just give you this confidence that electoral justice is going to work. It's just a matter of time. We know a lot of things that we are not talking about now. Very, very soon, the transition of power is going to happen, because the world knows that Dr. Samuel Kamara won the election. He is the president-elect. is the one the people voted for. They never voted for MAADA bill and is SLPP Kabudu, who are sitting down there penniless. Well, they are not penniless. The government, the ministers, they are rich. They are at the moment they are just stealing the public funds, enriching themselves. Now, now we have the drugs issue. Just imagine, they have stolen all the money. Now drugs is here.
And exactly, Mr. Shaw. Thank you so much, for holding the line of fire right there. You are absolutely right in many of the expressions you don't make. The question, and we get few things for cover before we close the show quickly, because I know say we'll be supposed to wrap up the show in an hour. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you very much, and we start late, etc., etc. But one point to have been one big, like when you talk about vehicles coming, here and bringing like 2 soldiers each across 200 vehicles from Liberia and etc. This again come back, here to the point to have been tried to make in the issue of sovereignty, sovereign roots. And except again, you believe what you've been saying, Mr. Shaw, like other international treaties and laws oversee the country national law. But everything will come inside that country as at this point, it come at the invitation of the government of the Republic of Sierra Leone. As long as you use the border then legally, whether you come through Lungi, through Guinea border, through Liberia border, it's at the invitation of the presidency, not the presidency, but the country. Would you agree with that at least?
There are so many things happening in that country that MAADA bill is taking orders from, especially those vehicles. There are donations, those 200 vehicles that came to the U.S. embassy, that the U.S. ambassador handed over to ECOMOG. It's not, if they did not hand those vehicles to the Sierra Leone government.
No, they don't have to. If it's not meant for the Sierra Leone government, they wouldn't hand it over. But the point is, if the vehicle and they come in the country, Mr. Shaw, the government will have to give the green light. Other than that, they are not coming except you enforce that.
No, they go tell them, say they are coming, but they will not wait for green light. The man is not recognized at the moment. There is no recognition. These people, they are doing this thing to help. Like the medicine they are bringing and other things, they are not taking, they are only informing the government, say, well, there will be a container coming at this date. That's all. But the government has no right to say stop. No.
Okay, Mr. Shaw, I get another caller for you on the line. Caller, if you can state your name, inside the call from, and the floor is all yours, please.
Yeah, this is Galileo, the call from Tottenham, London. I think anything what we did do, we will do it with responsibility. We all get responsibility as Sierra Leoneans. And what will happen in our country, everybody with reasonable mind, they condemn them totally with entirety. We not let them today, we not let them tomorrow, and we not make it repeat itself. For the fact say we not let them, we not make it repeat itself, and at the same time, the fight for make we restore democracy, no means say at the same time, we get for make sure say life our people them or do something where people them not go good for them. I mean, a lot of things that way they happen, I will so get for tell we things and way we know say yes, true it get for happen. But they can't tell me something where we know say yes, this not it happen. This is the point. A lot of things that we don't echo I think them way we know they say and potentially say they happen. We want today, make the people and vote them as we fight for them and always they fight for them for make sure say it happen. But make somebody can't tell we the thing we don't get for happen forever and ever. This is the point, because a lot of people most majority of that country they rely on information from the elite, like Abuso and others. But if we not rely on we back, we rely on this information, meaning where are we going?
Okay.
So this is the point. So along the way fighting for electoral justice, make we tell the people then the truth, not lie upon them. And at the same time, the Tripartite is not about electoral justice. The Tripartite is about the unity of the country. The Tripartite is about electoral reforms.
Yeah.
That is the thing. It's about electoral reform, not to electoral justice.
No.
Okay. The reforms will therefore take place continuously until generation yet on.
Okay, if you can pause there, Mr. Shaw vehemently deny what you say in terms of that last part where you make about tripartite and the electoral justice now about reformation of the. If you can address that quickly, please, before I let the caller go.
The tripartite now about elections. When you look at the eight resolutions, eight resolutions were signed. The third one is specifically to address the elections of June 24, 2023. Okay, and the last one is about it's about the actionable and implementable. Those 8. The number 3, just read it properly. It's about elections. It's not only about reforms. So that's why the 80 is purely about reforms. The 4 is about the election, to address the elections. So that those 4, they are the most important, and they can be implemented anytime. Okay, that 80 can be implemented when the new government takes over.
If you hold on there,
yes,
implementation. Not tell you say that they bring results for we. Implementation not tell we say that they can remove MAADA bill. What we want as people of Sierra Leone is we want our elections for either tell we what you will get, because 30 days after they talk, will not get election results published. Right? Somebody can argue, say, in order that the constitution, but in any reasonable way, we need them. You know, they can't say we say these are elections. So somebody win up, they will not see the result. Up to today, they not get time and everything.
Okay.
Everybody knows about this. But what I'm trying to tell you, the tripartite is about elections reform.
No, go and read the tripartite.
Okay.
Go and read, read resolution 3. Oh God.
Okay, Daud, the man say let you read resolution 3 and we'll go get for left and day because I want
specifically about elections, man. Oh, these people.
All right, then. Many thanks for the call, caller.
No problem.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Oh, God.
Yes, which one of it, Mr. Shaw, the tripartite way you agree with, which now a roadmap for waiting happen in that election, the disagreements then we then get it. But this roadmap and not talk about removing MAADA bill communal power. It's about how for reform the institutions.
No, that is a misconception. The 84 recommendations where MAADA, where the power be they disagree on, whether they say 80, that 80 now only for reforms.
Okay, and the 4?
But there are 4 contentious issues that for the elections of June 24, 2023. That 4. And
so tell me that 4. Waiting that 4 say. Waiting that 4 say. We say
the first one is the first one. That 4. So many people don't know about that 4. That 4. The first one means the APC. They want a rerun. Okay. Or if there is no rerun, then they should have a fresh elections. Okay, now number 2. Then number 3, the electoral commissioner should resign. And if there is any future election, the ECOWAS should conduct the elections. These 4, if implemented, will be the end of MAADA bill. So now that 4, MAADA no want, because it clearly shows that APC won the election.
No, but I ask you, waiting the 4 say for the benefit of the audience, not to waiting MAADA bill no want.
No.
Waiting the 4 say we give that direction. They say MAADA bill lost the elections. MAADA bill get for power.
Because number 1, I tell you already that number 1, APC they said they want a rerun. Okay.
But they implemented. Hang on. Not to waiting APC. No. Mr. Shaw, you not expect me for challenge you. I'm asking you a direct question. I'm not asking you waiting APC want.
Not APC. Now the 4.
Waiting the 4.
Now the 4 APC right. Now what's in there right now? APC right now 4 they not to.
Okay. APC say they want re-run for that 4 day.
That 4 we don't make it 4. That 4. No, you see, now I think you don't do your homework properly. Now I make you the argue, because now 84 recommendations the tripartite end with.
Okay.
That 4 now purely on the elections, and now APC now the own recommendation and beside that review, that 80 now purely for review. But the forward where I talk about, where na in them deal with about the elections, then talk about the number one that a rerun for the elections, or if there is a no rerun, then there should be the electoral commissioner. All of them should resign. My recommendation and the way APC make. The third one, if there is any other rerun, then the ECOWAS are there for conductor. You understand? Eh? So that 4 day now purely about the elections, and another 9 MAADA you don't want, 9 SAPP you don't want. Then they only prefer the 80 way in recommendations, where that's a normal thing in any country. After every elections, they do a review. They examine they review the laws, electoral laws. But that specifically about the June 24, 2023 elections. Okay, so that 4 day, 9 are the stumbling block, 9 are the problem for MAADA bill. Because as soon as he implement them, he's out of power. So, ECOWAS, no one they can say, we are going to overthrow you. They say they are going to restore democracy. And that means there's no democracy in Sierra Leone. So, in other words, if they can't restore democracy, that will be the end of MAADA bill. So, you have to see the diplomatic wordings of these things. They never said, we are coming to, ECOWAS coming to, no, they are coming to restore democracy and constitutional rule. But when you put it in other words, it means that MAADA is going, because it's not democratic. And otherwise, they will not say, we are coming to restore democracy. You see the catch? So that's the thing people are failing to realize,
Okay.
Simple.
Many thanks for that, Mr. Shaw. If I can just ask you about the country in current drugs problem, what do you think they feed into this drug problem to a point where it seems like it right up now the circle of government, all the way up to the presidency, because at least somebody where they want for drug crime happen for them within the circle of the presidency. What do you make of all this?
No, this none the worst thing we don't ever happen at the country. Seriously, I think these are the last straw we get for get rid of MAADA bill, because now in stubbornness now cause all this. Because if we don't brave enough for hand over this power long time ago, all this drug business stuff don't happen. If it don't happen sometimes under the new government, if it don't happen sometimes they don't blame them too much. But because of in stubbornness, if he say he's going to rule the country without international support, international finances, so it depends on the drugs, And now look at disgrace. Now his own family, they are all inside this thing, and one of the things that people don't know is the drugs business has been going on for the past 5-6 years in that country. They were only using the kush as a cover. Then underneath the cocaine was going on around the country and being exported, all over the world. So, and unknowing to MAADA bill, the international community, they monitor this guy. They monitor them, So now look the disgrace. A young pikin yourself, a young pikin I go get to a drug lord just for money business, And now look, there is no way MAADA is going to survive this thing. Beside the electoral justice, this drug issue has finished MAADA bill and its government totally. And moreover, the useless APC executives that we have, those hopeless people who have lost control, now they are all inside the same cocaine business. All of them. That's the reason why they are against Dr. Samoa Kamara, because he's a very strict man. He's not. All his life he has never been involved in any corrupt practices. So now, because they are making money, and these guys, they are rich. These APC executives, they are richer than the SIPP executives right now. Far richer than them, because MAADA is spending on them. Only recently he has stopped, because now the cocaine flow of money has stopped. The money don't stop. They don't stop all till now. Look at them confused one day now. No money, no they come. MCC money na 10 next world. So, this is now a disgrace for not only for the SLP government, but even Sierra Leoneans. So they feel the embarrassment around the world. Now with Salon passport, it's a disgrace. You know, they search you everywhere. So, you know, may God just help, may God get rid of this bunch of bad people in that country, man. These people, they hate that country I can't understand. You know, I don't know where these people came from. And these are so-called educated people. Many of them, I know them very, very well. You know, they're sitting down there doing nothing. Look at the internal stakeholders. Look at the media sitting down there doing nothing. Just because they are getting cocaine envelope. Look at the religious leaders. They are sitting down there getting cocaine envelope. They're sitting down on their OAS. I can't talk about the evil society organizations. They are all useless people sitting down there paid heavy money to keep quiet. With all the mass killings, corruption, they are silent. You know, the traditional chiefs. You can't talk about the Kamajo police and Kamajo soldiers. They are all useless people. They hate the country. Just because they are getting cocaine money, they don't care about the suffering that is going on in the country. Now, people like us, we are trying to pass information to help encourage the people of Sierra Leone. Now they are saying we are lying. That's your business. All I know is I'm causing havoc. I'm making you people unhappy. I'm very happy for that. And I will continue to hammer your tiny heads until you have something in your brain to know that Sierra Leone comes first. You know, it's a shame. I've never seen people who hate their country so much like Sierra Leoneans. You know, and you see your brothers, APC, have a chance to come to power. They are saying, no, let's leave it for 2028. So many slaves in that APC executives. Slaves. That's the way to describe them. And they pretend to be knowledgeable, call themselves lawyers, doctors. They have no pride. They are so dishonest. Dr. Samuel Akamai is trying to help the people to restore sanity in the country, to bring back democracy. Now they turn against him, you know. But the people luckily, the grassroots, we are in support of the president-elect. Dr. Samuel Akamai is the president-elect, whether you like it or not. So whether you do everything, we know it's just a matter of time. We are not going to say everything that we know, but we know this game is up. We have won the battle. It's just a matter of time. So I'm talking to the people of Sierra Leone to be patient. Don't listen to the pauper propaganda. You know, that's what they believe in. Lying. They lie a lot. Now they have spent a lot of money in the media, social media, bribe them to bring misinformation, to try to attack people. So don't listen to any propaganda. Just believe that the battle has been won. The election result will be shown. It's going to reflect what happened on June 24, 2023. So please be patient. Don't worry for anything. Forget about any protest because you will be killed. Protest is a capital offense under MAADA bill. So nobody should convince you to go to the street to protest. Just sit down calmly and wait for the day. The international community, they are ready to help us. They are ready to restore democracy, and that is what is going to happen. So do are the big one all. We are not worry for them. The APC traitors they are. Then Cherry Coco, the useless flamand.
Mr. Mr. Shaw.
Yeah, no, it's shame. Like Cherry Coco, they make with the flamand with a shame because it can't disgrace but it disgraces himself. Because most of the flamand in that country, they hate this guy. They hate him to a fault. They hate him so much because you need to listen. You don't tell me the advice and say, stop this nonsense. You are a young man, you get a great opportunity. But look at he messed himself up. You know?
Mr. Shaw, you released one article recently now your publication organizer.net where the article points out, I hope I read that article well, say there was a delegation we can free tongue. It seems like a lot of delegation on the kind of free tongue 200 motorcar from Liberia, a plane from Abuja, you know.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. A plane come out Abuja we come, you know, yeah. Apparently there were reports, you know, when the president and they can't go. But up to the point where the delegation can net, it appears like the same day when they can the same day they left.
No,
same net, not even.
No, then go the next day.
Oh, then go the next
the
day.
8 come. Yes,
But they not get the president. They not get the president go.
No, when the president will understand, say they call and but if I go, because the man is not in control. Now they control him, now remote control. When they need him, he can because he has no power. MAADA is powerless. If you know what they happen inside that presidential lodge, if you know, I swear to God, I mean the one the way feel say MAADA goes down, they go just give up. A lot of things are happening, but we not go talk them. This visit, that 8 delegate will come, then come. They come with special flight, then go back yesterday. It's a fact, Yeah, man, the airport, we got to contact them. Then they're all over. So people underestimate what they talk, but Kuti and they will know they talk right now. We just keep quiet. But things are happening. This man is not recognized. He's going away.
So, Mr. Shaw, if I can ask you this,
yeah.
Assuming you know that Samora will eventually occupy State House, do we have a time frame?
No, when we know the time frame, but we know the talk anymore because the last time.
So there's some Kabudu where they call one we. There's a we, yeah.
Not to Kabudu. This is not about Team A, Team B, Team C. Where ECOWAS been pulled that September 15 to September 30 is something say they come. We made a mistake that time. Though it make a public that letter they been public. Now ECOWAS been pulled that letter they. We been therefore talk about that thing. They say so people been therefore discouraged where MAADA self manipulates how they stop that thing because we know what happened. The bribery, a lot of things went on the ground where they stop them. So now from that time we the media we get our own media where they work on this thing. The APC, the Council of APC Media Bloggers. Led by the tireless APC Maleka, the duplicate. I remember. So a lot of things what they get. Now we know they talk them. They just keep them quiet. They just give the hope. They pull them little by little. But
Mr. Shaw, there was a time where those were the advocates for Dr. Samora against MAADA Bio not win the elections. Dr. Samora win the elections. There was a date and a time. But it seems like now 2.5 years and I don't elapse. So it seems like when you get somebody on drug, you keep the feed them.
Which 2.5 years? 1 year. You make the same mistake back the last time. It's 2.5 years. It's 1 year, 7 months for when the election take place.
Okay, 1 year, 7 months. Thanks for the correction.
And also the same thing happened in Botswana. The same thing or Malawi and Kenya. It happens and Ivory Coast. It happens in Gambia. You see, but the situation all different. What happened as alone is unique, and one day happen.
What happened in that country there where you mentioned? So what happened there?
They make election. Okay, like Ivory Coast, Laurent Gbagbo lost the election, but he insists say it is still at the place. ECOWAS won and say. Now, Alassane Ouattara win the team, but it makes stubborn stay pass where they enter and kick out. Okay, the same thing happened, or almost similar thing happened in Gambia. The year in first he concede, then later he change his mind. So I make the ECOMOC enter quickly. Because if the same thing be happen, what will happen at Gambia? If the same thing be happen at Salon, like if they don't kick MAADA a long time. But now because
so why do not kick a long time when a similar according to you happen?
The difference between Gambia and Sierra Leone, the Electoral Commissioner declare MAADA as winner. Because if been declared Samora as winner, then MAADA say he refuse. Like they don't kick out. But because now the other way around, I make the delay take place, and they don't want more bloodshed. So there are a lot of things happening, but people because Saloma is suffering now in the country, and I make the patient know they now all man they
Mr. Shaw, you can see your selectivity also for suit your narrative. So at one point in just a minute, please. I will give you the last call to Mr. Shaw or make your observation, but hold the line, please. So, but Mr. Shaw, you can see that you say for letting the Salon people and not suffer. Now, he make ECOWAS or would that ever be intent for Kampul Marabiot and temper things down. But then you give good examples like the Ivory Coast, and I sure say they talk about Laurent Gbagbo and the election where he say he win, And then
Yes.
ECOWAS say, no, he has to leave. And the French will get so much interest, they say, no, my friend, you have to go. This was a French operation under an ECOWAS disguise. But in the end, they use force for removal. Yeah, they use force. The same thing happened at the Banjul, the Gambia, just like how we explained.
Yes.
Yahya Jammeh lost the elections. Later on, he raised a contention. Then respect the contention. When he complained, then look into the complaint. But when they look into the complaint, they realize the difference not material enough for make him head of state. So he lost the election. So on that basis, they say, my friend, here is the evidence you need for leave. You want to make Gangaes, ECOWAS can and fly plane, they use threats, and the Gambian army back down and then remove them from power. Why is this not the same in Sierra Leone?
Well, because Sierra Leone, one, people have been saying, why they not go to court? Which court? That is a kangaroo court. These are all pauper judges. But they don't, if we get two renowned people that will take the last election to court, they wouldn't dispute. Lawyer Charles Madai take the matter in court, then just kick the thing out. Another lawyer back do the same thing, they kick her out. So when you have a kangaroo court like the judiciary in Sierra Leone, there is no way you even don't entertain them. Just leave them.
Okay. Point taken. I get one observation, here on the line. I don't think so you like the voice, but let me get the observation, please. Yeah, okay. Caller, go ahead, please.
Yes. It is actually to this point, the examples where Abu Dhabi, I want to educate Abu quick. Let us start with the Gambia. When Yahya Jammeh conceded and then he backed down, ECOWAS did not enter Gambia until Barrow was sworn in as head of state in Senegal. The day when Barrow sworn in as head of state in Senegal, it was Barrow who authorized ECOWAS to enter the Gambia. They could never have entered the Gambia until
because of sovereignty
from a sovereign head of state. That's
correct. Very good observation.
You talk about Laurent Gbagbo. Not to Laurent Gbagbo effect for let them pull Amina Alusan Ouattara effect for let them pull Laurent Gbagbo. He was here, there, and everywhere. Inosi don't keep quiet. When you talk about Kenya, they went to the Supreme Court.
Good point.
They went to the Supreme Court. So every single example you have given does not apply to Sierra Leone.
Good point, Delwin.
One more quick point before you come in.
And quickly, please.
When you talk about legitimacy, the only instrument that gives a president legitimacy, like I will give you my interest. To me, MAADA will never be my president because he's a fraud and a dictator. But the only instrument that gives a president legitimacy is the Constitution. It is not ECOWAS, it is not UN. The minute the ECSL boss announced election, a Supreme Court swears that person in. That person becomes the head of state.
Absolutely.
They do not need an inauguration. They do not need Germany, France, or England for saying congratulations.
Okay, point noted, Delwin.
Thank you.
We'll wrap up quickly, but you make such very good points. Many thanks. Bye bye. So, Abu, if I can just add to that quickly before I give the floor to you, because there was one point when the conversation got a little bit testy on the same basis there, in which you say international treaties, and one or two commentators then at the comment line sort of kind of back you up. But there is no way any international treaty where you sign can oversee or supersede the country in law. There is a matter of sovereignty, and this the last caller been try for kind of outline. But with your example and where you give, on the basis of international law, then therefore go seek authority from elsewhere, not even from ECOWAS, because not just regional body. You have to go to the United Nations, and the United Nations, now in the see that power there to probably a regional body, but now then therefore give you authority. Say, okay, based on the case where you go make and the Security Council meet, then decide, say, yes, there is a case here for listening to, and this is what we have decided. and they can then authorize probably a regional body or another body for take action. But no other body could just grab and go. That would be an intervention and illegal invasion, just like what happened in Iraq. It was an illegal invasion. But you hear what the man say, and I get one last question for you after you don't respond to this, and then we can wrap up the program. But thank you so much.
Yeah, that last caller, it just the show hypocrisy. The man is a power supporter. There's no doubt about that. But that Kenya talk with Kenya, you know, we'll compare that Kenya judiciary to MAADA bill in judiciary. That with Sierra Leone judiciary, from even the TRC reports, that we don't condemn. Oh, sorry. The TRC, we don't even condemn the judiciary in Salon. That they are not, they are corrupt. So please, that Kenya Salon, just forget about that. Okay? And the Gambian side, yeah, we say, yeah, now after we them install
Adama Barrow.
Yeah, but it is still not late for Sierra Leone. It's not still late, so people enough can jump before the gun, you know. And yeah, one thing we take into consideration this sovereignty here. All the countries then get they are sovereign states. They can but MAADA, you this sovereignty na thing where you get for even explain so many ways, because sovereignty now we able to take care of yourself. But MAADA cannot even take care of himself. They can't feed themselves. They depend on donor funds. It's a donor-driven economy. So that sovereignty should be thrown out of the window. And beside that, when you have a country that signed an international treaty, I'm talking about international treaty. When you are a signatory to that international treaty, that country, that international treaty, that law, it overpowers your Supreme Court, that local court. Okay? And like the United Nations, they are the one in charge of this thing. The Tripartite was taken after it was signed, everything. It was taken to the United Nations Security Council. It was endorsed there and the blessing was given. But because the UN will not come directly to Africa, what did they do? They empower their regional body, the United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel. They are based in Senegal. And you know what? They are responsible for the UN operations in West Africa. And they are working directly with ECOWAS. ECOWAS take instructions from UNOWAS. So it has that international treaty in itself. So that's why ECOWAS has the power to do anything that they want in Sierra Leone, without any obstruction. This I'm telling you for a fact, because they have the mandate from the UN. So there are a lot of things I want people to understand. But you see, the problem we have in Sierra Leone, this love for partyism is our problem. Yeah, people don't say the fact because they love MAADA bill or because they are getting brown envelopes. That's the only reason. But the country should come first. And me is the country that comes first. It's not even APC or Samura. Because even if Samura becomes president tomorrow and he misbehaves, I will pounce on him because the country comes first. So that is the underlying factor we should always take into consideration. The country now number one. You see, but we are so divided that people hate one another so much that without me party, mean and nothing. So it for be. Now make the country don't become a laughing stock. Now a laughing stock. Whether you like it or not. You see?
Okay.
So
the points that you make, Abu, they are salient enough. But for transgress a country's sovereignty, a huge, sort of crime. Countries then can sign international treaties, but on the basis of mutual respect, and if you want come. So MAADA bill na the recognized head of state for now. As much as we not like that, we do agree
it's not recognized.
That there are.
No.
You get a different definition.
No, it's not a different. It's a fact. He has never been congratulated. He has never been recognized. He's only there to fill that gap, because they don't want the place to be without the president.
Mr. Shaw,
Yeah.
Mr. Shaw, the fact that embassies are operating in the country, and major embassies for that matter, they haven't withdrawn their
It's for the
ambassador
people
level
that are
and
there.
recognized. Let me
They
just
were
make
not
this point.
they're not for MAADA bill, not for the people.
Let me just
that
make no need for day for not to in the day for now the country in the day for. But when the rules are abused and country then find issues with that particular rule they broken, especially on behalf of the people when they did it for, they do withdraw. Whether on an ambassadorial level, like he left a staff there, not
in
close the
all
embassy,
cases,
but as a sign of protest, then he withdraw. They haven't done that because also I agree with you, the country is important, so then continue for the day. But let me talk about the outside of the president. The president continues to fly XYZ, going to very important meetings and representing. Let me just finish this point quickly, Abu. Going abroad and representing the country at conferences, at conventions, at major arenas. Are you in denial of that?
Many times they don't invite him, he just goes there.
No. It's important. Abu. You didn't make some ludicrous claims. A president, before a president they goes on. A president not just the gap and goes on side. Because many protocols involved.
Many times.
Many protocols involved. It's not just the gap goes on side. But Abu, let's not speak over each other. Let me just finish the point. A president, not just the crap goes on side. I know you describe for downplay the presidency.
But this man not a sober president.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly waiting at the problem. Because not a sober president, in your own view,
what in your view,
no, of course, not only in your own view, but now you are the speak to.
Okay.
And because allegedly it tipped the election because it's yet to be proven.
No, not allegedly.
So
listen.
No, it is alleged. You study law. You say you study law. You're not a lawyer.
Okay, show me the result.
It is alleged.
Prince Koma, stop hiding this man. You painting him as
No, I know you want call him all kind names.
No, but he stole the election.
I'm willing to do, but I'm willing to do so on the record based on facts and evidence.
Not an allegation.
You know,
because the results have not been published, so it is not an allegation. So it is factual.
Waiting factual.
That there is stolen election because there is no result.
Okay.
It has not been gazetted, so there is no allegation there. You know, let's use the words properly, man.
When a case is hard in court, this is the issue. When you go here in the case in court, and finally a verdict is rendered, and me not a lawyer, by the way, and you study 3 years of law, but these are just simple calculations.
No, but you are wrong in that. There is nothing to.
How are wrong? How are wrong?
I mean, they need a proof to go and make a complaint to the court. There was no proof.
Okay, and last question. Last question that I will ask you before I leave. But of course, you don't make an obvious, but I will still ask anyway. So we not believe in the court system because the court system has been hijacked. I've spoken about that many a times. Although I really disagree, say, because I think the court has been hijacked. So therefore, if I get complaint, I still let it can go. The question now to you, Abu, because I know that same sentiment that you hold. Okay. Where do I go to for reprieve? Who start to go look to for justice? And when I mention electoral justice, imagine the word justice. Where do I go to look for justice?
You go to the international community. The nearest one is ECOWAS. We have done that before. There have been Sierra Leoneans who were not happy with the system in Sierra Leone. Yeah, they went to ECOWAS court. Because they have jurisdiction, they are sober court. They are not a kangaroo court like the one in Sierra Leone. You can never go there and expect justice. You know, two Sierra Leoneans, a political leader contested the election, went to court, and you know what happened? They threw the thing out.
Yeah, but Abu, you know what important thing where I think say you the miss is. Yeah. Whilst yes, you can go to ECOWAS court or any other court outside of your country. ECOWAS court not get jurisdiction over your country in law. you first of all for don't exhaust your country in system.
Exhaust, yeah, if it is a normal court, but there is no
But it does
normalcy
not,
in
yeah, you
judiciary.
can describe them as abnormal. But now
Yeah.
that make bing, I said
Yeah,
this
but
in
you
the
have only
last
1 week.
program.
Listen, you have only 1 week to contest the election, and these people, they will delay you until after 5 years. They have been doing that before. So when you know somebody,
So we're not on that evidence day you go get that now for Kego na ECOWAS court or any other international court. So waiting you the Kego.
When
Do
at the
you
same
know
thing
that
they
when
do,
do you
when
know
at the
that
same
when they
thing they
come
do
for
now,
can do the tripartite arrangement,
when I
the
make
first question when the international community asks, where is your complaint? And you not gonna complain because you didn't go to court. Do you know this? Because you are well informed, you get sources.
No, they have a complaint. I make and the tripartite don't
But
become a success.
But when
I
you complain, Abu.
They present the complaint to the tripartite. Now I make the tripartite get a success. They now get 84 recommendations.
But the tripartite is not a court. It's not a court.
No, it happened. No, it happened. You saw the experts. 6 months they were in Sierra Leone. They spent 1.5 million to upkeep that tripartite investigations.
You mean the lawyer will come from Australia?
No, listen, no. They have six election experts who came to check the technicality of the elections. It was after they nearly completed. That's the time they brought Kate from Australia.
Okay.
These are facts. People just pretend as if a tripartite has failed. If it has failed, I don't think we will have got 84 recommendations that is tied to the MCC money. All this MCC money.
No, I don't think say personally, I don't think say tripartite don't fail. Now, how people and they explain them, and you have a whole lot because you're a man, well spread on social media. So what you say, it has a huge impact on the mental, your capacity of people and how people think. So it not fail. But if they confuse this thing between the recommendations and the divergent views when they not agree on an implementation and a time frame, then of course it is a problem for we people. But Abu, very interesting conversation. I give you the last word. Wrap up the interview, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prince Kroma, for this opportunity. Because I really like the interaction, the exchange between me and you. I get high respect for you, and from the viewers, I thank them very much for them positive response and a negative response, which is all part of a democratic settings, one thing we are to tell the people of Sierra Leone, we will not be patient. This game is up. We have won the battle. Electoral justice has won. It's not just a matter of time for now we get the transition of power. That it happen. Whether whether MAADA bill go up and down for bribe, cocaine money or not, it's not going to work. Now just a matter of time. So nobody will not listen to them distractors. We they tell us, now waste of time. So please, now that time at the big una keep una peace, una be patient, and una listen to the APC, the Council of APC Media Bloggers, and then they tell the the truth. We led by the APC Malika, the duplicates. Ambassador Ali, Mr. Salu, and others.
So I've been saying the last word, Abu. But are you saying that the APC executive, I know say you've been getting some harsh words for them earlier on, but are you saying that they don't really matter? Every party gets structured and get their own power base, and this my APC, the executive, regardless of how you think about them, they don't really matter in this case.
They're not power. They don't get power anymore because the grassroots not consider them anymore. Now they are traitors. They are sellouts. They all look like now they are all rich now. They build host them. Look there, Popo guy. They're all if you see them big them, they are all in cocaine. So they are no longer important. Now we are just waiting for the transition of power. So and we want to see how they will come big. And we'll go for a deal with them. The ICC is ready for them. The special court is ready for them for betraying democracy and for involving in cocaine trade. Thank you very much.
Yes, and if I can just express similar thanks to you, I know at some point, but it's necessary that just show the raw passion. We disagree, you have for agreeable. Family will agree, say it was done within a respectful kind of atmosphere, and there are things you will learn tonight. There are things that I may not agree on, and there are things that, as I left the studio, so now they go open book for go look or go online, for go research. I will sure say. Abu, many thanks once more. This is not your very first time, but I hope for host you again under a different, your sort of ambience or atmosphere, if you would like, and so we can continue to have this conversation. But it's a great pleasure, my brother. Many thanks.
Yeah, me too, man. Thank you very much, man. Thanks.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Splendid, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Abu. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Yeah, bye.
So, Fambule, this is it. We've come to the end of the program. Of course, that was I consider him for be a brother. First time the interview I'm on the platform. Yes, we not agree on many things. Them on specifically on something where I think say are very strong about when international law and nation states and how they are governed. I think I'm very keen and strong on that. And I know, say, no other international treaty can supersede any country the rule, because I understand the basis of sovereignty, but probably not be just missed words and the way how it was put, because I sure say the brother is way above that. But I thank you very much. There are more interviews coming, more conversations coming. We expect for host Dr. ML Bangura, potentially an APC aspirant. We need to work on that. We've made contact and back and forth. Dr. Sufyan Kaloko will also be on the program at some point, hopefully next week. And we try to put a team of lawyers together, litigation lawyer, then you name it, because the last program where we still litigating on social media with Dr. Vinod Fuller. It was heavy and contentious to a point where the arguments still they go on. And I get lawyers, they will call me, so that argument is coming. So I want to put lawyers then together. And I already get one, and they look for two more, but from divergent views. Okay? So I want to tell you, thank you. They want the way tune in today. Thank you so much. All you want the way contribute on the platform through the chat room. We're not able to put all money message up, but we're glad that the messages them as testy as they are, but they're still respectful. I mean, we disagree for agree, and this is very, very much so now this platform. The callers that we call, it be very, very necessary, and I thank you very much. Every good thing must come to an end. Can I just say goodbye for now until we catch up again? This has been the TNN Media Empire podcast. Do not forget to subscribe, follow, and share. Can I say goodbye for now? Thank you. Bye.